is the most economic way for transportation. So the Silk Road now goes down to where it comes through the Suez Canal. So the interest of the United States is in the Suez Canal more than in Egypt, let me put it this way. Here I'm talking about hegemony and economics and international trade and what have you. So all parties, including the West and the East, would be very much interested in having stability to go. So if Russia is doing something that would be to the interest of the United States or the West is not going to say no for this sake. I'm not talking politics now. I'm talking economics. I'm talking international trade. Accordingly, politics come to play the role.
I can't. When you say stability, I don't see that a lot of the West, and I don't want to point fingers here, but some Western countries are not interested in stability in this region, nor even in Egypt. I mean, when they, for example, supported the terrorist brotherhood being in office, how was that in the interest, or how did that work towards the stability of this country or even the region? When you support Daesh, how does that work?
I'm not talking about, let's start first when we have the brother. The West relates stability with democracy.
Their version of democracy.
Yes,
right.
Their version.
Right. So they are trying it, and we are being the test ground. They're trying to get the stability one way or another, even if Russia comes, makes the stability. Let me put it this way. I lived in the West enough for me to feel.
But are they interested in Russia working closely with Egypt?
They are
I'd say that doesn't work in their interest.
I mean, what is their interest? The interest is the stability where the canal, Suez Canal, and the international trade. What is Egypt to them? Egypt to them is is a source for, has to be related to their interest. Their interest is in the trade and the economy and not in this place called Egypt or called Libya or called whatever. So here we are not talking about resources in Egypt. We're talking about a channel that makes life. You know, it's a life source for their life, the economic and the so let's think of it this way. You'll see that they will accept any way that would make the Suez Canal project comes to a stability. This is in my opinion the most on the top of their list.
Your Excellency.
But I just want to comment on what you have asked. What is it for them about Russia? The developments that are happening now and the relations with us. The more Russia has, when they succeed in having strong and developing and successful relations in all kinds, whether political or economical or whatever, Russia is succeeding in going out of the circle that they are trying to close against Russia, to make Russia isolated. So the more they are coming to us and to the China, with India and with others, and with the BRICS, the more that their policy towards Russia, to punish Russia, is going to fail. That's it.
But the issue of, is the United States happy with strong Egyptian-Russian relations?
They shouldn't be happy, I think. Why? Because although our relations Now, I mean, we are an independent country, a country that is very influential in this region and is coming back to our glory. We are. And it's, they won't be able to do anything for us. I mean, against
I'm not saying
us.
will they do, I'm just saying are they happy? Because what I'm sensing from what Dr. Salah was saying is that they would be happy.
I wouldn't say happy. Let's say one scenario to them that they have tried to help Egypt get to stability, one way or another, in
This
their
is
own
their
way.
scenario? How?
I'm saying if they, at the end of the day, they are doing something to help themselves. Helping themselves, to my understanding, is to be controlling the whole world going and coming. Now, one scenario is that something so bad happens such that the Suez Canal is no longer operable, or they need to come and physically, by the NATO themselves, together with, come and occupy this area, and suffer whatever it takes to make that channel going. Remember, channel is quite vulnerable, that to 165 kilometers to help ships that giant to pass every day with so many, it's not an easy matter when you have 165 kilometers with boiling country. Now, they have tried to make it stable one way or another, accepting brotherhood, accepting military, accepting whoever comes. They failed.
So
Or,
they, in your point of view, they accepted
worst
the
of two.
brotherhood because of the Suez Canal?
To me, I think they accepting whatever comes so that they protect their interest in controlling the area, because their global interest, to me, is going to the Far East more than in the Middle East, because they have tried the Middle East so many years. And Obama came with the promise that he is going to solve the Palestinian problem so that everything would settle in the area. I believe what's happening is in the trend of getting this problem solved, because they're no longer able to push Egypt such that it would be in a position to be stable. In this manner, the stability of Egypt is closer to materialize. This is my opinion.
Yeah, I want to comment. You mentioned about the importance of the Suez Canal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with you, but I'll take you back to some years ago when we had the foreign minister called Condoleezza Rice.
Yes.
She spoke about, I'm translating from Arabic, creative anarchy. I don't know if the translation is correct.
It's constructive chaos.
Constructive chaos. Yes. Anyway, we come to this more or less the same meaning. Yeah. You know what was the idea? Now I mean, after that, in the beginning, I didn't understand what does she mean by that. But now, all of us, we understand what was meant. Yeah. I'll tell you. They wanted the fragmentation of this area. So, for example, Iraq, 3 states, Sunni, Shia.
And they're working on it.
And Kurds, yes.
But today, today it was said that unity of Iraq, remember, today was said.
Yes, but I'm speaking about.
Said than done.
I'm speaking
about on ground. There is no unity.
No, I'm telling you. I mean, what did we understand later on from this
Sudan?
Yes. Now, for example, when Iraq is 3, when Syria is 4 or 5. Look at Libya.
Yeah. Sudan.
Look at Sudan.
2 initially.
Look at Yemen.
Balkanization of the area.
Now, you can ask me, why do they want to do this? I tell you. Because when you have a very strong country in Egypt, and another strong country in Iraq, like when it was, and in Syria, it is not in favor of Israel.
True.
And United States, they are committed for the security of Israel. So when the countries of this region, they are not strong enough, it is, U.S. is comfortable that they don't have to do much effort to protect Israel. It's one thing.
Sure.
And second thing, they want to make sure that, for example, Egypt won't be in a very strong position to concerning the Suez Canal. And when they had their man, Morsi, he was going to give the Suez Canal away. We all know that.
Yes.
He was going to rent it or whatever. And of course, other factor about why they want this fragmentation of the region, for the oil. Although they found more oil in the States, but when this, there were countries, I mean, when these divisions of the countries are more than one, Syria 3 or 4 and so on and so forth.
Small statelets.
So nobody will dare to, for example, you remember what Saudi Arabia and the Arab in 73 to support Egypt. But part of it is the Suez Canal, as you said, because this is the international
Waterway.
yes, waterway that is the most important in the whole world. But now all these things are falling down.
Will the United States, now that Egypt is working closely with Russia, and that takes us to, will the United States revisit its international policy vis-à-vis Egypt?
I'm pretty sure of that. It won't be immediately,